Poetry is, I believe, one of the most sincere and most versatile modes of expression. It's God gift to mankind, and we can actually say and reach without being there. So I have been writing poetry from the school days. The first experience I remember, there was a tip with a friend, and I wrote down a poetry mainly to relieve myself. And actually, I wrote down a small phrase, and then it came out in the form of poetry. So after that, I kept writing. Since my school times, I have been writing. I've written poetry on various occasions, on various moods, reflexes, as well as relationships. There's two things that have always made me to write poetry. One is the perplexity of when you come across various relationships, and then all those special moments, be it of extreme joy or of extreme agony, but then whenever it touches somewhere deep inside, the poetry just flows, and there is continuous search for the creator along with the supernatural powers he holds. And nature has always been a passion for my soul. It comes in my poetry. So once in a while, a subject that appears pathetic, so that could come up in my poetry. Silent Musings is my first book in English poetry and prose, where I have been gratefully able to unveil the treasures of verses, of poems lying serene in my diaries. As and when you have a read of my poems, you might find some of the poems reflecting your inner self, reflecting your inner enunciation. Though some poems would appear difficult to understand, to comprehend, but as the words would have it, if you cannot understand my silence, you would never understand my words. Now this is my book, Silent Musings. I have named it That Which Are, That Which Were, and That Which Will Be. Silent Musings. In this book, in the form of poems, you would come across prose that comes straight from the heart, and it is actually music for the soul. So friends, this is my first book in English poetry. There are a lot of poems, around 100 poems that have been mentioned in the book, Silent Musings. And one real life example I just want to share with you. Among many other poems that I've mentioned in the book, so this was a real life example that many years before, when I came to know about the torturous act of female foeticide, when the females are being killed in the womb of the mother, and that is when it touched me so much, and I just scribbled down a few words. It came out as a poem. The name of the poem, as mentioned in the book, is If Only You Could Speak. And this practically touched the hearts of some leading gynecologists who decided to completely forsake the act of killing the female fetus. My book, Silent Musings. Silent Musings. That which are, that which were, and that which will be. This book is available at Amazon India specifically. So you can have a read of the poems, 100 poems, 120 pages have been used for these poems, and this has just been launched. Yeah, I'll be grateful if you could have a read, and you send me back your thoughts, your own musings that you could relate to my book, Silent Musings. Thank you, friends.